So you start to think like, what am I doing? I'm living in a van. This sucks. This ain't right. How did my life turn out like this? How did I get here? That's just all that programming. We all have that programming. The house, the cars, the wife, the husband, the kids, the picket fence. We all have. I grew up very happy, very conventionally. I wouldn't change my childhood. I got married. I got divorced today. I mean, I was in court and it was finalized today, but we've been broken up for 2 years. I'm 45, about to be 46 in April. I've seen great open spaces in the West. Route 66. From Texas to Nevada. Breathtaking views, just... But it's not about beautiful view, it's the serenity. Being on a highway, helpless in hundreds of miles from... You're never really hundreds of miles from anything, but... I mean, you are at certain times, but there's so much dwelling going on all over the place that no, you're not really. So yeah, I've been in mobile. I've been living in this van since October. Okay, living in this van since last year, but I've been here in mobile since October, I should say. It's a long time. November, December, January, February. 4 months. And what happens is it's all shitty, you know. You start to question everything. The fun is gone. That sense of freedom is gone. I used to wake up every morning, get dressed, jump in the driver's seat, and go get breakfast. Now I do the same thing, except I walk out the van and into my car and then drive around and hope that when I get back at a reasonable time, I have parking ideally next to my van. So yeah, when you're immobile, like I am, but I do think that being immobile applies to being in an apartment as well. If you're in an apartment, you're immobile. Nobody's ever going to look at it that way. You have to live this life in order to understand what I'm saying right now. So if you're in an apartment or a house, you're immobile. What does that mean? It means you're bound to the house. It means if you're going to go somewhere, you're going to pack up. You have to pay for a plane and all that stuff, or whatever, drive. And you're going to go there, stay for a few days, maybe a week max if if you've really planned for it. Otherwise, it's a few days. Then you're going to return home to your box. When I went to Florida in April, I was there for 3 weeks. Close to a month, because I dragged myself up, and then I kind of stopped in Savannah in South Carolina, and I kind of said, you know what, I could work at that Walmart, and that would give me enough money to pay all my bills, like internet, credit card bills, cell phone, all that stuff. And I wouldn't have to touch the money I have in my bank, so that I could preserve that, and I could use the Walmart money. I should have done it. Like, I really should have done it. So, freedom. There is no greater freedom. So the answer is, how long are you going to do this? When I first started, I mean, when you first start, you give people answers, and then of course you don't know, and then as time goes on, there's like this understanding mixed with confusion, kind of together. Like, you kind of know what you're doing or why you're doing it, and it's like a journey, a life journey. You kind of know where you want to go. You don't know really what direction you're heading in at the moment, but you know where you want to be. You don't really know how to get there. It's kind of like that. It's kind of messy. Let me tell you, a year later, This is home. However, me getting up, driving across the country to Las Vegas, starting a whole new life, living there for 10 months, getting up again, driving back across the country, the northern route on the way home. Don't ever do that. And then coming full circle back here to where I am right now today in this very moment. This box is not home. That 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2-car garage house in Vegas is not home. 856 Broadway, Chelsea, where I grew up, is not home. You know, Deer Park is not home, and home is just anywhere. I was home when I was in Florida. I was home when I was in Georgia. I was home in South Carolina. I was home in Virginia. I was home in Chelsea. I was home. I was home in Revere. I was home in Lynn. Still my homes. I'm home now, but because I'm in mobile, I can't just leave right now. Like, I just can't drive away. Then I feel trapped, and then it doesn't feel like home. It just feels like a place I'm hiding. And that's the thing. I feel like I'm hiding. And I am right now in this parking lot. I'm definitely hiding here. I have to be stealth. I'm hiding. This is a temporary place where I can legally park my vehicle without it being towed, and while I'm here, I have to hide. That destroys all sense of freedom, all the logic. It tears down everything, and it makes you feel, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Where am I going? So, now that I'm out of my cloud, out of my $1,600 new motor and a $1,500 labor install fee, my $3,100, probably $3,300 when you add in oils and coolants and any type of extra new motor mounts, things like that, just for a new motor. And I'm out of that cloud into, wait a minute, when I was 20, 21 years old, 19 maybe, I tore the motor out of a 1978 Camaro Z28 Chevy 350, and I tore it all down by myself, put it all back together, well, a lot of expensive parts, and put it all back together, put it back in the car, which nobody thought was going to happen, and I drove it. I started that up and I drove it. And that was almost 20 years ago, a little more. And now I'm 45, just about the same motor, same brand, and I get that opportunity to do it again. So now I feel a sense of fulfillment, a sense of drive, I want to tear this motor apart quick. And for much cheaper than $3,000, less than $1,000 probably. Not probably, less than $1,000. Well, definitely less than $1,000. I am going to put this motor back, despite the weather, despite it all. I'm going to fight through, because all I'm going to do is think about my plush, comfortable captain's chairs, and my heat's running. My lights are on. I got blue, well, they're light blue HID headlights. Super cheap, man. They're like $35. If you want a really great headlight upgrade, go to Amazon, look up HID lights. Super cheap. Talking $35-$40. You want to go all out, you can spend $70 and you can get, there's brighter ones. You get 35 watts and like a 55 watt, I think. And one's brighter than the other. I didn't know that until... And all my lights are on, and my radio's on, and I'm driving. And I'm feeling this van again. And I could sell that car, split my insurance payment in half, back on the road, brand new motor, brand new transmission. This feeling is home. This box is not home. This feeling that I just described is home. And when you live in your vehicle, when you live in your van for a good amount of time and you give it a chance and you get up and you go somewhere, I don't care if you're local to Massachusetts, go drive to the White Mountains or something, go experience things with your eyes that are mesmerizing. And then you'll understand home is not inside a steel box. Home is a feeling. It's a feeling. Like, even if you are in an apartment or a house and you're at work or you're far away and you just go, I want to go home. Think about that. I want to go home. Well, when you say that at that moment, you're kind of thinking about all the things that you'll do when you go home. Maybe it's just eating and Netflixing, and you just imagine yourself on the couch or laying in bed, turning on Netflix, and that it's a feeling. If you think about it enough, deep enough, you realize, oh, yeah, home is just a feeling. When I'm at work, I want to go home. Because it's a feeling. At work, it sucks. And home feels good when you think about going home. When I think about these highways, these long, open, vast expanse of desert highways where the speed limits are like 80 miles an hour and 70 miles an hour and people are doing 100. I'm home right there. The difference is if I was back on, say, Route 66 again, heading west, and I would be, I wouldn't have a destination. The last time I did that, I was racing from Boston to Vegas to just get through the grind of the journey and just to make it to Las Vegas and hurry up and get there. But see, now home would just be in the container I live in. So I'm driving my house and I'm at home or at peace on this highway. No apartment, no house can give you that. Yeah, but you can live in a house and go get a car and go get a van and go do that. No. See, because you're forcing it. You're forcing it. Because it's not real. It's kind of like camping. You leave your house, you get a bunch of camping gear and a tent, you go into the woods, you prop a tent. If it doesn't work out for you, it's uncomfortable, no big deal. You'll be going home in a day or two. It's not the same. But when you move into the forest and you build a cabin and you create a home in the forest and you're like, well, that path brings me to my lake and this path brings me to those special berries. It becomes a home. You create your environment. So how long will I be doing this? For the rest of my life. And if I just said that to everybody that knew me, for example, it would just sound, okay, well, he's going to live in his van for the rest of his life. That's all they're going to see. Nothing. They're not going to be able to feel my sense of home. And home to me is freedom. There is nothing better than freedom. Money is not happiness. And trust me, coming from me, I love money. Matter of fact, I need money. Me and money have a very close relationship. I need money to be functional, and I love money because it makes me functional. Well, Michael, that doesn't sound wholesome. Listen, I need money so I can buy trinkets. I can buy little beard brushes, $7.79 on Amazon. Buy it used for $5. I wouldn't buy it used, but I gotta buy trinkets, man. I'm a trinket person. I'm a gadget person. And when the packages come in, I just get happy. You know, simple little things. I got a new remote for I got a alarm and a CompuStar remote starter in this car, and it's super cool. And you know, when I got the new remote, it was $70, and the other one was smashed up. I didn't even know what it looked like, and then I got the new one, and the screen's all lit up. There's all types of little gadgets doing stuff on the screen, and the thing talks to you from, you know, up to, close to a little over a half mile away. And if anything, whatever with the van, the temperature, want to see the temperature inside of the van, the remote will show you. And just happy. It just makes me feel good. So, money is not happiness. Money can make you joyful. It's not happiness. Happiness, the core of happiness, is freedom. Freedom from people. Freedom from fear. Freedom from self-doubt, self-sabotage. Freedom is not giving a fuck.